Hey everybody, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. If you like making money, I can help you do that. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up if you like this content. I'm going to talk about physical metals, the holding of physical metals. I know some of you guys did the Wall Street bets thing and you bought some physical metal. So what do you do? What's good about it? What's my opinion? So I'm going to tell you what my opinion is on physical metals and my experience, a little bit of my experience. So if you're a newer investor and you bought physical metals, it's not going to allow you to sell based off of emotion. Typically, when you hold it in your possession, wherever that may be, you're less likely to sell it. And you're not going to have emotions run you. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm worried and I have to sell now. Usually you hold on to it and then it takes more action to get rid of it, which is a good thing. So again, it takes some work to swap or sell the metals, which I think is a good thing, so long that you bought cheap. And 20 something dollars for silver is a very good price. So I think you got a good deal and you shouldn't be worried. Again, it's outside of the system, which is excellent. It's very hard to tax. It's very hard to know that you own it. They don't really know what to do with it, so they hate it, they being the government. It protects you from currency risks. It is a low-risk investment, and I think it's very easy to do, which is buy physical metals, cost average in. It's a good way to build wealth. And swapping metals, there's a trick in order to increase your ounces of holdings over time. Is what you can do is you can swap metals using ratios to increase your ounces of holdings. And I do this and deploy this with my own investments. It returns more than what most of the other investment methods return. It returns more than the S&P 500. It returns more than Warren Buffett. And it does so with much less risk if you know what you're doing. This channel has some videos, if you want to look at some of my prior videos, on how to use ratios to swap metals and make very large outsized returns over time. And again, physical metals are pretty tough to tax if you own them in your possession. And I doubt they're going to come to your house and start shaving them down, shaving them down to try to get some taxes from them. So I'm going to go over what is cheap right now. You can look at some of my other videos. I usually put this in some of the value videos. But in my opinion, and using the ratios, physical silver and platinum are the two metals that are cheap on a ratio basis at the moment. They also have industrial uses, which will drive demand and increase pricing in the future. And I'm talking about massive industrial uses and increases of quantities and ounces in the future. I've been accumulating both of these metals for the past few years when the ratios are cheap. Both of these metals, I think, will do exceptionally well during the commodity boom that's coming up ahead of us and during that expansion phase of real estate. And it doesn't mean that it's correlated to the expansion phase of real estate. The expansion phase of real estate means it's going to be inflationary, and inflationary phases favor commodities. And when commodities are in favor, the precious metals that absolutely destroy it are silver. Silver's number one, and platinum, I think, is going to do exceptionally well going forward, especially with the demand with fuel cells, that's platinum, and silver with electric vehicles and renewable energy. So physical holdings, they make up a large percentage of my portfolio, between 20 and 30% of its entirety. That's my entire net wealth in there. And I think it's a low risk, great way to play a commodities boom, and also a way to increase your wealth at a very low risk way of doing it is swapping those metals back and forth between each other, increasing the ounces over time. Check out my other videos on this stuff. I think it's pretty straightforward. And right now, I would prefer to buy silver and platinum. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Join our community. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.